Alright guys, I'm going to be giving you the Sony 900E settings. These settings are going to be just an all-around good picture calibration for most movies. I generally keep it for, I have a wide range of movies I watch. Comedies, action. You want to find that happy balance to where you can, get that vibrant color scheme that you're looking for, and also your deep dark black levels. As you can see here, this is The Dark Knight Rises. This is a really good film to truly adjust your TV and I would say your audio, your receiver, audio calibration. First off, I'm going to show you just a few things. We're going to start off in the standard mode, guys. Alright, so I'm going to jump into the picture settings. Alright, so far we have here, we have the standard picture setting. Alright guys, we're going to keep our brightness levels, we're going to keep that down to 12. You want to keep your brightness generally really low. For LED TVs, LEDs are normally brighter, and it really keeps the dark levels balanced. You don't want a washed out picture. I've done a lot of testing with these settings, and I've realized that with the high dynamic range and also the brightness, you want to keep those pretty low generally, unless if you're going to watch HDR. The HDR will automatically give you the 4K lighting effects that you truly need. Alright, so guys, keep your color at 50. Brightness, we're going to keep that at 12. As again, 90 for contrast. You don't want to go above 90. If you have a dark room, I would leave it at 77, but in most rooms and living room spaces, I would just keep it at 90. You don't want to have a clipping video. Alright guys, gamma, keep that at 0. You want to keep your lights and your darks balanced. Alright, the black level, guys, we're going to keep that at 50. You can mess around, you can go down to 48, but I generally find the black levels are really balanced when it stays at 50. Alright, we're going to keep our black adjust at low. You can also jump to medium. Sometimes I'll lower the black levels down to 48 and just keep your black adjust at low, just so you don't overdo it on the deep dark black levels. You don't want it to take over the overall picture. Advanced contrast enhancer, leave that at medium. I generally find that medium is just enough to where it's not going to make the picture look artificial. Auto local dimming, keep that on high. You want to keep that up as much as you can, just so you can get those you want to get those deep dark blacks. Extended dynamic range, keep that off. Color, leave it at 50. I generally find if you can get a 55, I generally find that around 60 people's faces tend to turn orange, and that's just not a very appealing thing to see when you're watching a movie. You don't want to feel like you have to change the calibration halfway through the movie. Color temperature, guys, keep that at warm. I generally find that expert one gives it a yellow tint to it, so warm is really that happy medium in between neutral. You don't want it to be too cool, but it's just right, guys. It's just a really good temperature to keep it at. Advanced color temperature, I normally keep everything at default. I wouldn't change anything, but if you're gonna keep it on neutral on the color temperature, or even warm, I would also cut back on that B gain. Go down to -5, and that will bring it to a level where it's not going to give you eye fatigue. Generally, Sony televisions, they run a little blue. Alright, clarity, we'll keep... Alright, this is a weird thing I got into. Sharpness, I used to keep that at 50, but now I dropped it down to 30. Just trust me, guys. Reality creation, you want to keep that at auto. You can turn it up a tiny bit more, but generally it creates a lot of artifacts. It makes the picture really noisy. Because depending on what kind of Blu-ray player you have, UBPX 800, that's generally going to do most of the heavy lifting when it comes to the 4K upscaling. Alright, random noise reduction, you can keep that off. When you keep these two off, the digital noise reduction and the random noise reduction, it just really gives the TV more power to really bring out the best picture. It's probably not a big difference leaving it off, but who knows, it might be a small difference that may not even be too tangible to even talk about. But smooth gradation, keep that at low. Generally, if I'm playing video games, you want to keep that off, because you'll find that if you look up at the sky around clouds, you will generally find that it just doesn't look right. The sun and the clouds are just not going to look realistic. It's not going to give you any kind of HDR effect if you are playing an HDR game. Motion. Alright guys, I used to leave motion flow on True Cinema, but I recently just went down. I recently played around and changed it to smooth, and I found that gave it a much better experience overall. It's not too smooth to the point of it being like a soap opera, but just be careful. You want to keep your Cinemotion on low. If you go anything above that, then it's just going to look like a soap opera, and that's the opposite of what you want to see when you're watching action movies, and it just does not look good. It creates a lot of artifacting around motion blur scenes. And video options, guys, keep that all at auto. But guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, shoot a comment down below. I'd be happy to give you guys any kind of feedback on like general content. Like if you're watching an action movie, you want to have good HDR, and you don't necessarily have HDR content, guys, I can go on the loop and I can show you a few things. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling, and I'm gonna be starting out this video YouTube channel. This is one of my first videos that I've actually done video calibration, but this is something I really enjoy, guys, and like, comment, subscribe below, and alright, have a good one.